What is up, guys? Welcome to Core HTML Mastery. In this course, we're going to be discussing all of the basics of HTML. So if you're looking to maybe get into a career as a front-end developer, or perhaps you're just looking to learn the basics of HTML for your own projects, then this video series is for you. So let's start with the basics. What is HTML? Well, HTML is an acronym, stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it defines the structure of web pages. In fact, every web page that you visit will make use of HTML. Sometimes we hear that different languages are used to create a site on the back end. We hear perhaps that the developers used PHP, perhaps they've used Java, perhaps they've used Python. There's a range of different technologies that can be leveraged for the back end. But in terms of the front end, no matter which other technologies are using, every single web page is making use of HTML. So if you're interested in becoming a front-end developer, you will need to know HTML. It's one of the core technologies behind how web pages work. So basic idea, when we visit a website in a browser, the browser connects to that server, the server sends a response, and part of that response from the server is going to be a HTML document. Our web browser then uses that HTML document to display the web page. Now, we don't need to worry too much about servers and connections in this course. We're just going to be looking at the HTML technology itself. So this is what you're going to need for this course. You'll need a code editor. Now, I suspect you might already have one of these. So a code editor, it's a bit more than just a text editor because it will provide some extra features. Code editor is going to help you to write the code more efficiently and also fix any problems that you run into. So recommended option here is a code text editor, Visual Studio Code, which you can download. It works for Mac, Linux, and Windows. So if you don't already have a code editor, step number one, if you're going to follow this course, is to get a code editor. If you already have a code editor that you prefer and you want to use that, that's 100% fine. So you'll need a code editor. You will also need a web browser, and I'm fairly sure that everyone has a web browser. It's recommended to maybe make use of Firefox or Chrome since they have a more advanced DevTools panel than something like Microsoft Edge, although other browsers are quite quickly catching up in terms of developer features. But if you're unsure, recommended option is to either download Firefox or Chrome if you don't have them already. That's pretty much it. That's all you're going to need to take part in this core HTML mastery course. So let's take a quick look at what you're going to learn in the course. All of the most important HTML concepts. Now, you can do a lot just with HTML itself. We're not necessarily going to cover all of the features of everything. What we will look at is the highest frequency aspects of the language that you will need to know for writing HTML. So everything that you'll need on a regular basis to create web pages using HTML, we will cover in this course on HTML. Websites also make use of JavaScript and they make use of CSS styling. So we're just going to look at the raw HTML aspect of this. We'll touch on CSS and JavaScript very briefly, but mostly we're going to be talking about HTML in this course. And if you want to learn about JavaScript or you want to learn about CSS, you can check out some of my other courses on those topics. So all of the most important HTML concepts, basically how to get started building web pages for your own personal projects. And this is basically one of the first steps on the road to becoming a front-end web developer or any other type of developer, whether it's full stack, you're going to be dealing with the front end. Even as a back-end developer, it makes sense to also know how some of the front-end technologies work as well. So thanks very much for watching this introduction. Look forward to catching you guys in the rest of this course.